Hey, my name's Sean myself from Major Leads, and in this video, I am going to show you the exact anatomy of a winning Facebook campaign for an ecom product. And I'm really excited to show this to you because if you follow this formula, you could take a ecom product and scale it on Facebook rather easily. So what I'm going to do is just show you the ad anatomy, and then in the next video, I will show you the actual landing page anatomy. So what you're looking at here is these campaigns I ran for a video game console, and the price point of the console was $285. And what the offer was, and this is really something I'm going to dive into, but it was a video game console with a 6-month warranty, free shipping. And excuse me, those orders would ship out the very next business day. So it wasn't, like 1-day shipping, but it was like expedited, like shipping in hand. So what you can see here is I ran a bunch of different tests. And this one obviously was the winner in terms of ROAS. It was a $62 basically a purchase. And I did CBO. And when we go in the ad set, the targeting here it was just broad. Basically, what I like to do with my campaigns, and if you're not sure about targeting, a lot of people get hung up on this with Facebook. If you get hung up with targeting, the easiest thing to do is just to basically let the offer and the copy for the offer draw your people in. So you can see ages 30 to 65, they're males. What I did here, excluded purchasers. Now, something that I like to do with my campaigns, and this is just purely something to test, is, excuse me, is I like to exclude people who have engaged or clicked on my ads because I'm trying to force Facebook to find fresh people so I don't, it helps with some of the ad fatigue stuff. The copy that you write also is going to really hugely affect that too. But everything else is pretty wide open. Real secret sauce here is basically in this area. So you can see, like, I have ones that are, 20 purchases, 37 purchases, 50 purchases. Now, you might be asking a question like, hey, it looks like these are all off. The reason why they're all off is because this product that we were selling was no longer available as of like about a month or two ago. And so we started building our own. And so the next thing you'll see is actually how to launch a new product on Facebook. But for the time being, let's go ahead and jump into here, okay? Now, I told you about the offer. There was also a discount code because we knew our back-end metrics were really, really good. So I'm going to show you just the entirety of this ad. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cough. So we're going to jump in here, and I'm going to break down the copy and why, in my opinion, I thought it worked. When you look at the stats here, what you could see is, the CPMs are great because it's wide open. But the click-through rates are really what I would pay attention to. So generally what you have is almost like a 2-to-1 ratio for clicks. So if you're not sure what click CTR all means, it just means if someone sees your ad in your feed or whatever, and they click like read more, they click a picture or something like that, that's a click. The CTR click-through rate is the outbound clicks going to the landing page, just for that. So you can see these ads are resonating. We're getting good click-through rates, even on a hugely non-targeted audience. And we were getting, obviously, you could see that there was real conversions. And we actually had more conversions than this, but we'll just use these numbers as baseline. So we go into Facebook, and we do a video. Now, I'm just going to tell you, I think the thing that really makes a campaign work is a demonstration video. So in this video, I'm not going to play the sound for you, but in the video, what you're looking at is we were making the pain point that people had with this product is they wanted to play all these old school games, but in order for them to do that, they either had to download a bunch of them, they had to have them on different consoles, so they didn't have them in a centralized location. Okay. Now, what I like to do with my videos is I like to pre-frame and pre-sell the actual offers. So the way that this video would go is I would introduce like a problem. Like, wouldn't it be great to play all your favorite games in one place, but either you're going to have to buy one of these machines that costs like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, or you could have this thing, and let me tell you about this thing where you could play them all in one place. And what you see in the video here is we just pulled video out from streams that we did and showed them like what these consoles look like and everything. And actually it got better when we started selling ones with 10,000 games. This one had the 8,000 game version. And then the call to action is, it's not like get one today per se. It's, in the video, it's more like, hey, click and check it out. And we did it on our TV, just like we didn't even clean anything up because we wanted to show like, hey, this might be your living room and this is how you might play this. So in the copy, because I have a video, it's just like, hey, my name is Sean from Wayback Arcades, and for years I want to get all my favorite games in one place and without spending thousands of dollars on expensive arcade cabinets. Well, finally I found something that does just that. And then it's just like, boom, boom, boom. I just list out what it is. Now, I don't talk too much about the name of the product or anything because I'm doing it in here, so there's no need for the overkill. But the real way to make your Facebook ads in terms of the ad copy and the creative work is this, especially if you have a physical product. And I'll talk about if you have a service in a second, because you can still do demonstrations. But the way I like to do is introduce the problem. Now, you have to know what that problem is, what the pain point is. I don't just dive into the solution. Like I say, what if you give them a what if? Like, what if you could have something that does this, 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 and this? Okay. Well, it turns out that I spent years researching this, and you go through a little, just very briefly, the struggle that you had finding the thing. Because if you did go through a struggle finding the thing, it builds up the value of what you just discovered, right? And so basically what you do is you just go through that struggle, then you introduce the solution, and you just straight up tell them the benefits. Like, look, it's got 10,000 games. It's got games from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, and you can play it in HD, easily plugs into your TV. You get 2 highly responsive joysticks. You're telling them everything. But while you're doing this, in this particular case, if you have a physical product, you're demonstrating what it does. So if you remember the infamous Billy Mays commercials, and then the Flex Seal guy that you see. I mean, what's brilliant about those ads is that he's, instead of just telling you what it does, he's showing you what it does. Okay. If you're doing a service, I want to talk about that. The structure is really the same. The difference is that what you want to do in this case. So say you do coaching, and you coach, ecomm owners to, like grow their businesses, right? What you want to do is not only talk about the process you use, show bits and pieces of it. Like, maybe a little thing you did with the landing page, and maybe a little thing that you did with their copy, or whatever it is that you did. Then show the results. Obviously, that's a demonstration. You want to demonstrate your prowess to deliver a favorable outcome to your end user, your customer. It doesn't have to be real. People talk about being salesy. The best salesmanship I've seen is I know that you know what your customer's problem is, know that you have something you can solve it, and just show them that it does that. And the objections are usually something like if it's a price point thing, which it was in ours. It's like, well, look, yeah, it may seem like $285 is pricey, but imagine how much you're going to have to spend how much time you're going to have to spend finding all these games and then finding a way to harness them and be able to play them. It's all done for you here. It's going to save you a ton of time and a ton of effort. So the bottom line is like when you structure your ads, this is just to recap this. This is what you want to do. Identify the problem, exacerbate the problem a little bit, saying, oh my gosh, look at all the things you have to do. Hint at the solution and how hard you had to work to find the solution. Then introduce the solution, but demonstrate what the solution does. The demonstration part, I will tell you in so many cases, like whether I sold golf lessons, video games, copywriting services, ad services, the demonstration part of it is what gets people, because they sit there and go, okay, I can actually visualize what this is, what it does, and how it's going to give me the outcome that I'm looking for and the certainty of that outcome. So they know when they watch this, especially like some of these games that you see in these videos are specifically picked because we get feedback from customers that say, oh, does it have Joust? Does it have does it have Defender, Robotron? And then you start putting those, in your demonstration, you start putting those wants that the customer has inside there. Then they go, okay, this has what I want. So try that, hit me up, do me a favor, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought, what you liked, what you'd like to see more of. I'll serve it up to you, and thanks for watching.